Hey everybody, Dan DeClaus here. I am super excited to be showing off some of the latest features that have just come out in some of our more recent releases. We're really highlighting and emphasizing the focus on being able to prioritize your remediation. We get lots of customers and lots of folks asking about how can I know what are the most important things to be working on. We have all this sources of data. We have all these things to do. How do I know that I'm working on the most important thing? And really what that comes down to is being able to highlight the risk that a finding or set of findings poses to your environment within the context of your environment. Because lots of scanners, lots of testers will highlight this is their severity ranking, but how does that rank in priority to your organization? So we're really excited to be launching our risk scoring methodology at the finding level that brings the context under your control and power. And I'm excited to show that off to you today. Here I am in a report, and you can see that I have quite a few findings that are all high or ranked as high in from whatever source scanner they came from, whether that was a pen test or an automated scanner. But you notice now we can also add this risk score here, and it gives a different score. And this is actually based on the context of the scoring algorithm that we put in place. So if you come in here to a finding, you can actually see that, hey, this risk score is now a critical based on a score of a scale of 0 to 100. And so it got a score of 75. And here's the actual algorithm that it was used just based off of finding severity. So you may wonder, like, well, what does that mean? And this means that you can actually control the algorithm that is defining your risk score. Most products these days will provide a risk score, but it's still a black box algorithm. And we unlock that black box for you to be able to calculate what are the most important aspects of our risks that are being identified. So we come in here and highlight this off. If we come into risk scoring, we know we already had it at the priorities level where you can group those findings together and here's the risk based on the priority. But now we bring it to the findings level, which means across the platform you can see this risk score. So you'll notice that this risk score here is enabled, and we can come in and we can either enable it for all clients or a specific client, and we can now set the criteria for how this gets weighted. So this basic one just shows that, hey, if the finding severity is a critical or a high, it gets 75 out of the 100 possible points. If it's high, it gets 75 out of the points. If it's 100, it gets all the points. And then if it's anything lower, it gets a reduced number of points. And so that helps affect the scoring algorithm. So if we wanted to say, like, okay, if it's only 74, if it's high, it gets 74 amount of the findings, then we will go ahead and re-enable that. And if we come back to one other nice thing too is, like, we've revamped where you can find your work. We have a little table over here called My Work. As you can see here, we have a critical finding that received a risk score of 100 based on that algorithm, and then we've got other findings that are high and received a score of 74 based on their risk scoring algorithm. So this really helps bring it into a more granular focus of which findings are the most important items to be working on first, and give you that context within your business or your customer's environment. One other exciting feature that we just now launched is the updates to our dashboard, where you can have much more control and visibility over what you want to see in the dashboard and actually be able to drill into the data that's driving behind it. So as you can see, we now have the ability to see the trending of all the findings over a period of time, up to 24 months, as you can see in this demo here. We can also filter based on different severities if we want to get a better peek at maybe just highs and criticals and how we're trending over time. And also, if we come down to the assets view, we can see the assets broken down by the asset criticality and actually be able to drill into what findings compose the makeup of these issues. As you can see, we can see now here are the findings that were reported against these assets and their status, as well as be able to actually make a status update here on the fly. One final thing that's also really exciting about this release is the ability to link Jira instances at the client level, meaning if you have multiple clients or multiple instances of Jira, we can now support that. We've always been able to support multiple Jira dashboards within the same instance of Jira, but now we'll be able to support this multiple instances of Jira, which is really exciting. It gives you more granularity over who can see what, and being able to service both enterprise and client service providers in a much more efficient fashion regarding your remediation activities. That all feeds back into the dashboard, which gives you that more updated real-time visibility into the findings that are composing your risk scores. So in total, we're excited to be able to launch a prioritized remediation and automation capability, focusing on being able to highlight these are the most important findings based on the contextual risk score that we've helped you define within your organization or within your customers' organizations, being able to track that through multiple Jira instances, and then reporting that back up into a dynamic dashboard that helps you highlight the trends over time for your risk either improving or maybe not improving, but hopefully it's helping you show that your security posture is improving over time. And then one last thing that's also really exciting is the addition of webhooks. Webhooks are going to allow you to, out of the gate, be able to fire a webhook based on when the report is published, when there's a new assignment, a new assessment that has been submitted, so that you can get notifications to a different project management system or some other kind of notification system like Slack, or when a new engagement has been requested via the scheduler. So as you'll remember, in our scheduling capability, a client user can come in and request an engagement. And so when that happens, that will fire a webhook to allow you to maybe get a notification in Slack or Teams or an email of some sort to a third-party system. So this all helps in that continued automation focus as well as on the prioritized remediation. So in total, we're excited to be launching an exciting new release with lots of new features, including an enhanced dashboard for deeper visibility into your trends over time, prioritized risk scoring on findings, an updated dashboard view for your work, as well as the ability to see the risk scores of individual findings based on their priority.